Hello. One of the things that irks me so much about being with a narcissist is how all of the responsibility falls upon us, right? Just as like if you were with a toddler, right? We talked about that before, how something happened to them in their childhood. They either were the golden child and had an idealized childhood, which made them into this way of being a narcissist, or they were an abused, neglected, or ignored child, and that led them to being this way. Either way, doesn't matter how they got here. It's our responsibility to make them happy now in their dysfunctional minds. And I understand if it were the latter case and you knew somebody who maybe your narcissist did come from an abused or neglected kind of childhood and that's how they landed there. I think when that happens, you probably have a sense of, oh my God, but I can't abandon them also. Nobody's ever loved them. I need to love them. They don't even know. I understand all that. I think one of my was the idealized childhood. But the abusive one is tricky. You don't feel like you want to leave them. It is not our job or responsibility to undo what happened to them years ago. A. B. It's never anyone's job to make somebody else happy. We all have to do ourselves, right? We go through life and we make choices that make us happy. And then when you meet somebody else, you're supposed to be already that happy, functioning, healthy individual. Meet up with another happy, healthy, functioning individual, and then you have a nice pair. Minnie is still in her pajamas. Don't mind her. So we are responsible for everything that happens in the relationship. And this entire video will be dripping in sarcasm because I just marvel at the fact that they don't take responsibility for anything. So number one, we're responsible for making them happy in every single possible way you can think of. Every single possible way you can think of. We are responsible for making them happy. How you keep the house, how you keep yourself, making them, inflating their ego, making them feel good about themselves. That's our responsibility. Ours. It's our responsibility, intimate relations, keeping a copacetic, God bless you, or whatever that was. Keeping a nice, calm, mood around the house. Anything. It's all our responsibility. It's not theirs. It's ours. And if you want to take that on, date a narcissist. It's exhausting. Number two, we are responsible for taking blame for anything and everything that goes wrong. And when I say anything and everything, I mean anything and everything. Okay? Money is low, you spent too much. They ran over your foot with a car, why'd you put your foot there? Tuesday comes before Wednesday. It doesn't matter what it is. They will never, ever, ever say, you're right, my bad, I shouldn't have done that, or I apologize for messing up the day. You burned the turkey. Well, why'd you let me set the timer for that? I told you it should have been this. It doesn't matter what it is. You will be to blame for anything and everything. And that leads me to number three. You're responsible for any argument. Oh my God, it's your fault, period. Oh my God, it's your fault, period. And you all have lived this. I don't even need to give examples. It does not matter what the argument is about. We are at fault. We are to blame. We are to apologize and beg for forgiveness. Oh yeah, that's how far they'll take it. Not only are you responsible, you are to beg me for forgiveness. And it might be 100% their fault. Many times it is. And I'm not into your fault, my fault, tit for tat. A healthy relationship doesn't function that way. A healthy relationship discusses things as they go along, right? Think of a healthy relationship you have with a friend, a family member, whatever. If something comes up, instead of it getting into an argument, you basically say to each other, whoa, wait, I didn't like that. And you talk about it till it's done, and then you move on. It might be 30 seconds. It might be an hour-long conversation. You might have issues to work out, whatever. But you work it out, and then you move on. You both take part in the responsibility of it. With a narcissist, 100% our fault. The argument is, period. Number four, you're responsible if they lied to you. You made me feel I had to. Whenever I tell you I'm going to do this, you question me to death, or you ask me a million questions, or I feel like a child, or oh yeah, that's my favorite. because we land where we land in treating them the way that we do because of the past behavior that they exhibit when they do go out with their friends or do something or whatever. You're not questioning the death because you walk around with a whip just howling out questions. There's a reason and a pattern. They will never see that. It is your fault that they're lying to you. You made them feel like they had to lie to you. We made them feel like they had to lie to us. Because we can't handle them going golfing. As if that's a sin. Well, it is when you're not really going golfing and you lie about it and then you gaslight me later and tell me I must be crazy. That's the part, right? So if they lie, we're responsible. That leads me to number 5. We're responsible if they cheated. I don't even want to go into those details. Well, you weren't there for me. You didn't do this. You made me feel lesser than whatever. My mind wasn't right with you all the time. This person made... Whatever it is, now that's a big one, right? If they actually cheat. Actually gaslighting you about the cheating, to me, is the worst part. The gaslighting part. Lying about it and making you think you're nuts. But that is all our fault. Don't you see? Oh yeah, it's something we did or didn't do that made them cheat. There's the sarcasm dripping every syllable. But we did it. It's our fault. Oh, yes, it's our fault. Number 6, you are responsible for them not getting their life together. Most people, most rational, healthy, functioning adults go along and they establish their own life pattern. They go out and seek their own goals. They create a friendship circle. They join leagues. They go to church. They do whatever. But they create their own happiness. And maybe they look within and do whatever self-work. Not a narcissist. Oh, no, 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 no. They don't need to do anything. We are responsible for them not getting their life together. And if they don't have their life together, it was everyone else's fault that you can possibly imagine. It's your fault. It's their business partner's fault. It's an ex's fault. Everything else is somebody else's fault. It's never their fault. And if you're the person that's with them currently, it's your fault that they don't have their life together. Oh yeah, it's your fault. You're not supportive enough. You don't stand by me. The things that you could possibly hear are nerve-wracking. To think that an adult would say that and blame them not having their life together on another human being is beyond me. Number 7, you are responsible for the ultimate demise in the relationship. 1,000%, it is all your fault. They didn't do anything, all of it. Now, obviously, I'm making light, as I said I would, and I'm being sarcastic. But it's just to demonstrate how much they don't take blame ever for anything, ever. Ever. So if the relationship ends, it's your fault. Well, I did everything I could. You wouldn't listen to me when I tried to talk to you. Well, I tried to call you 1,000 times. You didn't answer the phone. Say we're in no contact and they're trying to come back. No regard for why they're in no contact. No regard for why you're upset. No regard for why you're not answering the phone and trying to stay away from them. You're trying to get your strength back and they're thinking they're still going to have a relationship. And it's all your fault. I want to make sure you understand, when you take on a narcissist, I'm making light and being a little sarcastic, but I'm trying to make the point because there's no other way to say it. They are not ever going to take responsibility for anything that they did. Whether it's lie, cheat, it doesn't matter what it is. You are responsible. We are responsible. We are to blame. It is all of our fault. Now, I've decided that I don't want to live with that in my life. I am not responsible for somebody else making error after error after error after error. It's not my fault. And I don't want somebody to make me feel like it's my fault. I'm responsible for my own self. You're responsible for your own self. And if you have a real life toddler at home, you're responsible for helping that person shape into a lovely human being. You are not responsible for the narcissist who's a grown adult. Not responsible for what happened to them, not responsible for what may happen to them, not responsible for what's happened to them during your relationship. For somebody never to take blame for something is absolutely, when you think about it, an impossibility. That alone is a huge red flag. We are all human. We all make mistakes. We're all responsible for something at some point that's negative. We all take the blame at some point for something that's negative. All of us, because none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. So for them not to ever take blame or responsibility for anything is kind of a big thing. So just keep that in mind if you sign up to be with a narcissist. You will be responsible for all of these things and then some. I just try to keep these lists as comprised as I can because I could go on forever. But anyway, stay strong, fellow survivors.